What's up everybody? And if you're watching this video, you must have some question remotely, maybe just deep down inside about what the market's gonna do this year. Well, I broke my crystal ball last year. But still, we're gonna give you our no BS predictions on what we think is gonna happen this year in the market in Central Oregon, or more specifically in Bend. So stay tuned. You're still here? Well, where's my intro? Central Oregon as a whole, but more specifically in this video, Bend, is severely in the crosshairs of a supply and demand crunch. And I feel like a broken record here because I feel like that's all I've been saying for the last couple of years. In fact, as of January 7th, there were only 72 homes on the market. I mean, that's in Bend, residential, under 1 acre, for those who want to fact check me, total in Bend. And let's remember that Bend is now a city of 100,000 people. With approximately 35,000 residences, there's only 72 that are for sale right now. Stuck. We're just stuck. Why? Well, it's a two-pronged problem. Maybe there's more than two. I don't know, we'll see. See, the city hasn't exactly done a good job of forecasting the growth that we've been seeing. That and the state government's land laws have restricted the amount of land that we can actually develop. See, we just don't have any land available for new neighborhood development. Then on the other hand, if we did actually have the land, we couldn't build homes fast enough anyway. Because the building trades like, framers and roofers and plumbers and electricians were decimated in the downturn of 10 years ago, and they still haven't rebounded. Although I hear Micro is working on it, so go get them. Good luck. Fingers crossed. I mean, the reality is you can make really good money nowadays not going to college and just picking up a trade, like being a roofer or a plumber or a framer. Something to consider, right? So let's talk about how that inventory, or lack thereof, has manifested over the past few years. You see, this isn't a new problem. This is a problem that has been building for over a decade. You can see the humps here indicate the seasonal flow of inventory. More listings in the spring and the summer, and then it drops off in the winter. And on and on and on for 10 different years. As you can see, every year the peak isn't as high and the low is even lower. And then of course we get to last year, 2020, with COVID, and the inventory just falls off a cliff. And we all know what happens when there's no supply, right? Demand creates a competitive environment and prices get driven up. So I can definitely tell you that has been happening from firsthand experience. But I can also show you how that's happening. Remember that chart we talked about earlier about inventory? Here's the price chart that correlates with that. Notice that over the same 10 years, as inventory's dropped, prices have only risen. And then again at the very end, with COVID in 2020, look at those prices just skyrocket. Okay, so are you telling me that there's no new construction going on right now? Well, very little anyway. In 2016, we had 923 building permits pulled. In 2017, it was 794. We're going down. In 2018, 750. In 2019, 575 permits pulled for new construction in Bend. And again in 2020, 599. As you can see, we're still going down with the number of homes, new homes built in the city of Bend. Well, how long before we do get some new homes being built? Well, there is some good news, but you're gonna have to wait for it, okay? All right, so what about demand? It must be slowing down, right? In fact, we've had record high demand with local millennial buyers entering the market for the first time as first-time home buyers. And we've had out-of-towners coming in droves to Central Oregon to, experience a slower pace of life, enjoy the outdoors more, and hey, they can, right? They can get out of their, cities and their jobs and work from home and they want to live here, right? Can't blame them, right? That's why I already live here. Which in itself has created a huge problem for those local millennial first-time home buyers because they have to compete against people from out of town with deeper pockets, probably more cash, and they're competing for the same properties. I mean, the average house here is well over $500,000, which is spendy for anyone's first home, let alone a second home if you want a second home in Central Oregon because you want to come and visit here from time to time. I mean, we're getting calls from people all up and down the West Coast, San Diego, LA, San Francisco, Portland, Seattle. They all want to escape the big metro city that they're living in, and they all want to escape to a small little community that has all of the outdoor recreation and everything they would want, just like Bend has. And I'm running out of time to talk about this too, but the interest rates are another reason why demand is going to stay high. Like we need more reasons. But interest rates are almost guaranteed to stay low for the next couple of years. So, after all this breakdown, stats, economic conditions, where are we? Well, help in the form of new inventory is on the way. There are close to 1,000 homes coming on the west side with Discovery West, we've got Treeline, Westgate, and actually quite a few other neighborhoods that are still working on development that haven't been announced yet. So that's good. And on the east side, there's almost 1,100 homes coming to the neighborhood in the northeast side called Petrosa. It's in the final stages of development. They're still moving dirt around. Probably the first home will come out this spring. We'll be doing a video on that too. Look for that this spring. And then we have 382 acres down on the southeast side of town, which was just sold, just approved for sale, and will likely have hundreds and hundreds of homes coming to that as well. Again, the big problem is that these developments are just getting going. It'll be a minimum of 9 to 12 months before we start seeing homes, finished homes, ready to be moved in, actually coming out of these developments. And it'll probably be 12 to 18 months before the number of those homes starts to actually impact any of the demand that we're seeing. The further down the road we look, the brighter it gets, but for right now, we're still kind of stuck. Stuck! Okay, so I would think, and most economists and other real estate agents agree with me, that for here in Central Oregon, and especially in Bend, the market is going to stay very, very strong for the next 12 to 18 months. Meaning super low inventory, super high demand, and this will be driving the prices up. Eventually, around that 12 to 18 month mark from now, January 2021, barring any economic catastrophe or anything else, COVID 2.0, whatever, but it looks as though in probably 12 to 18 months, enough inventory could possibly be built in the form of new construction that things might level off a little. We should start seeing a little relief from some of these new construction homes finally starting to come into the market in mass. Hey, and who knows, perhaps in a year, all those people that moved here because they thought they could work from home will realize that they don't like living out here and, maybe move back to the big city. Or not. But for now, and for much of 2021, buckle up, Buttercup. And even in 18 months, there's no reason for those prices to come down. It's probably going to be more of a leveling off. I really don't know, as I said, my crystal ball broke, but based on everything and all of the evidence that I'm seeing, if you're one of those buyers sitting on the fence thinking that the market's going to crash here in the next year, I'm afraid you're going to get left far, far behind. Hey, if you want to know more about us and what we do, feel free to check out our channel. You can subscribe by clicking right over there, or you can check out a couple of our other videos. We've got a video right up there playing up next, or a playlist that has more information about us as well. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you take a peek at our next video. We'll see you over there at the next one.